To Moca's Nola bells and bows, where the love runs deep, the fam stays strong, and the bells, they always ring for us. We the bells and we hold it down, yeah. Real ones only, we don't mess around. All love, no cap, no clout to chase, just truth in the chat and respect in the space. It's family, Moca got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role, just show a real and you already home. Pull up to the bells and bows like a Sunday seed. Got peace in the room and a vibe on beat. No drama, no mess, just minds that meet. Introduce yourself in the chat and the mods gon' greet. Real talk, we got brothers and sisters here. Ain't no fake love, every heart sincere. We've been through storms, but the skies stay clear. Loyalty live, that's the chant you hear. Woo! No chaos in the comment section, just bells with a bond and a bold connection. Safe space, strong face, deep reflection. Mocha, don't fold, that's pure protection. If you ever felt unheard, misunderstood, pull up in the chat, we treat you good. Ain't gotta be loud, just gotta be true. Mocha got the light and we shine with you. Not a panel of pain, it's a platform of pride. Everybody got space and we don't divide. You loyal, you love, that's how we ride. Got a bell and a bow in the name, but a tribe world. From the mods to the lurkers and folks on rewatch. Every tap, every like, we feel it alive. Mocha ain't just a name, it's a vibe you caught. No la bell, no la boast, that's a family, not a thought. Bring it loud, we the bells and we hold it down. Yeah, we do. Real ones only, we don't mess around. Real talk, all love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respect in the space. It's family, Mocha got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. To show a real and you already home. Mocha said that to every bell in the space. Whether you typing, watching, or just vibing, you are this family. And over here, we don't fold, we ring. Ooh, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday, guys. Happy Wednesday. It's good to see you all here again today for the second time. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We're not here for a long time, but we're going to make the best of the time that we do have. We will definitely make the best of the time we do have here this evening. As always, I appreciate those of you that pull up on Mocha. These conversations are never over. We have no answers. Naziyah is still nowhere to be found. And the answers are nowhere to be found. So until there's closure, we have to keep asking the questions. We really do. Y'all saw the title, y'all saw the thumbnail. Annette said nothing happened. CPS came. CPS saw. Then CPS left. So in that moment, Naziyah was failed twice in one day. Failed by Annette lying, saying nothing happened. And failed by CPS showing up and doing nothing. So in that moment, you have to ask yourself, who's really to blame? So clearly the system knew. The system knew that that child wasn't protected. Yet they ignored it. They ignored it. So once again, we go back to another question. Who were they protected? It's like a whole domino effect with this thing. a whole domino effect with this thing. Let me speak to you all before we get too caught up in this. Black Goddess, I see you, boo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sunshine, I see you, my love. Welcome. Hey, Valerie, welcome, my love. Valerie said, I just love you so much. I love you even more, Valerie. Thank you so much for that, boo. My beautiful sister, April Webster, is here. April, thank you so much for always protecting the porch. I appreciate it. Simone, welcome, my love. Cynthia Horn, welcome, welcome. My girl, Black Goddess, is on it. Love you much, sis. Essie, welcome, 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 boo. Hey, Cornell, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yolanda, welcome, boo. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy Wednesday to you, Charlotte Stewart. Erica Red, my girl. What's going on? Happy Wednesday to you. Hey, Trina. Happy Wednesday, love. Miss Gemini, welcome. And happy Wednesday to you. Hey, Tiffany. Happy Wednesday, my love. Valerie Platinum actually did it again. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. So I take it you caught the replay, girl. Cornell says, Cornell says, CPS should have questioned Jarnell for letting Jarvis stay in her Section 8 home. Isn't that something, Cornell? But Cornell, all that going on, but they're mad at the wrong people. What you think about that? Love you too, Cornell. What you think about that beautiful soul? Hey, sis. Welcome, welcome. Girl, win big, Erica. Hey, Portia, welcome, boo. Portia said she's over here with her favorite family. Portia, we love you, girl. Yes, we do. So we gonna get started. My beautiful sister, Dr. Jaden, hit the building. Hey, sister. Welcome, boo. You know, we ask that question over and over and over again. You know, how did this child continue to get failed over and over and over again? Hey, Wendy, welcome, my love. Not only did she get failed at that house over and over and over again, she got failed, y'all, by the very system that was supposed to step in and keep her protected. That didn't happen. So at this point, you know, we always knew that there was so many Peaches, welcome, my love. We all also knew that, you know, this was bigger than that family. It was truly bigger than that family, right? It started becoming more of about a who knew what and who chose to do nothing. Because the trail is long in regards to who knew and who did nothing. See, because it's been easy to say, oh, that's just what goes on in that household. But then we have to ask ourselves the question, what really happens when people outside of that household saw something, heard something, called to step in and still walked away? That's insane. And I ain't got but one question. Because if the system knew she wasn't protected and they left her there in that situation, then who the hell was the system protecting? And that's the part they don't want us to see. That's the part they don't want us to touch. That's the part they don't want us to look deeper in. And that's the reason they want Moca to shut the hell up. Boo Banger, welcome, my love. Beautiful soul, I see you, sis. Simone said if Section 8 would have known he was there, she would have lost her voucher. But Simone, everything in that family was a secret. Everything in that family survived off of secrets. Hey, Marty, welcome, boo. Welcome, my love. Cornell says that entire family was all complicit. Kenya was complicit in providing Annette with transport to kids for hang yourself. Ooh, allegedly. And we saw how Roxy was whispering to Shannon like everything was kumbaya. Cornell, everything they do is based on secrets. And that's something that was embedded in them. Learn to keep secrets, right? What goes on in this house stays on this house. What happens within this family stays in this family. But everybody's to blame except for them. I see y'all coming up in here. I see y'all coming up in here. Welcome. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit it for your girl. Share the live out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you double tap those emojis to the right so YouTube know that we're live. Welcome, Carla Henry. My beautiful mods, I see y'all as always. Thank you all for holding it down. And tonight we're going to keep this one intentional because this matters. CPS is everywhere. CPS is supposed to be there for the children. And what do we do when we can't trust those that take an oath to protect these children? What does the world become when these children are left in harm's way? And then we're in situations like we're in today. You already know, before I go any further, I have to say this. This is for educational and discussion purposes under fair use. As I always tell y'all, do your own research. Think for yourself. Come to your own conclusions. Because over here is my commentary, your thoughts, my thoughts. We're protected under fair use. And we will speak our minds, and we will speak on what's been seen out here. Hey, Miss KK, welcome, my love. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to tap those emojis to the right. We don't ask for much. We don't ask for much. So we just want to talk about what actually happened. What actually happened? You know, that causes CPS to walk in, see what they see, know what they know, but yet this child is still missing. Still missing. Hey, Bridget, welcome, sis. Because what we know is this was not random. This shit is not feeling like something that was random. There were signs long before this incident took place, y'all. Cornell said, Simone, she did lose her Section 8. That's why Shannon had to move back with the net. Peaches, thank you so much, baby, for always supporting the channel. Your support is always greatly appreciated. Simone said, I want to know what the fuck Roxy said. Simone, you'll never know. Because they spoke on everything else. But that never came to the surface. So once again, what goes on in this house stays in this house. Look at my girl, Dorothy Ann. Hey, my love. She said, I'm a little broken right now, but I'll be back soon as a member. Love you all in the chat. Miss you all. Dorothy Ann, we love you all. We love you too. We love you too. And whatever you're going through, sis, we're going to keep you in prayer. And we're going to trust that God works it out. We're going to give it to him and trust that God works it out. Hey, niece, I see you, boo. Welcome, welcome. Tiffany said they just literally failed that child. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bubega said the police failed. The whole system failed Naziyah. That's it and that's all. And that's sad. Absolutely, Bubanga. But Bubanga, y'all help me understand. Help me understand, y'all. They know this child was failed. They know this. But make me understand why are they working overtime to silence people from talking about it? Why are they working overtime to not allow certain things to be brought to the forefront? What more do you all feel that they're trying to hide, trying to cover up? Because something is wrong. Absolutely, Vari. Naziyah matters. She mattered then, but it was just so unfortunate. So unfortunate. That child was in a family that didn't give a damn. Look at CM Kings up in here. Hey, boo. I'm covered. Welcome, boo. Welcome. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Hey, Diamond. Welcome, boo. CM said these are the Detroit hillbillies. Chandra, welcome, my love. Welcome. Bridget, I believe that part. Hey, CJ, welcome, my love. Bridget, I believe that part. They're trying to cover up their part in it. Absolutely. Goddamn, Bridget. That's what I believe. That's absolutely what I believe. My girl Uncovered said, when me and my sisters was taken from our mom, we was assigned a caseworker who checked on us all the time. And you know, I'm covered, that's the proper protocol. So what happened? What happened in this situation here? Bubanga says, you know, Moca, this happens way more than often. So many babies need saving, and CPS, DHS just not doing their job good enough for me. And you're absolutely right. And you know what hurts more than anything? They get these complaints. They make Delta Blue, I see you, my love. Welcome. Kamisha, welcome, my girl. They get these complaints, Bubanga. They make these half-ass reports. Once they leave those homes, they'll they'll clock in and say, hey, I'm going to log this just to say I went. And nothing becomes of it. Nothing becomes of it. And the children are still left to suffer. And that's disheartening. That is very, very disheartening. So Who's really caring about the children? Kamisha said all the little pizza places want to acknowledge Detroit for the Detroit style pizza. How come Detroit can't get on the map for acknowledging doing something about these missing children? God damn, Kamisha, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Detroit is known for Detroit style pizza. They make a big thing out of that. But they can't save the children. So you're not from there. And all you know is their pizza is good. You could go get a piece of pizza, but lock your children up in a car and don't take them down. Don't go through there with your children. Because you guaranteed to just come away with pizza, but no child. Make that shit make sense. Miss Jackson, hey, my girl. Kamisha, that's a great point. Valid point. Diamond the Delta, my girl, I see you. Cornell said, and everybody got off scot-free. Cornell, I pray to God that's not the situation. You know, I pray that there's a moment where something shifts in the atmosphere. And everybody that's involved, I don't give a damn how big or small your involvement was. Everybody pays a price for doing what happened here. Hey, Mariah, welcome, my love. Boo Banga said we got to all start doing better. When you see something, say something. The fuck? And Boo Banga says, say the fuck something. And Boo Banga, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And Tiffany, girl, you couldn't have said it better. God's grace is still sufficient. It's still sufficient. And we got to trust and believe. He's going to turn it all around. It may look good to him right now, but he's coming. He's coming. Delta, my girl, said, when will the citizens contact the Michigan Attorney General to look more into this case? The Harris family just threw that little girl at Jarvis. Absolutely, Delta Blue. But that's the stuff that they don't want us to talk about. And it will take the citizens to do it. It will take outside people to do this. Why? Because the family don't want to touch it. The family is too busy working night and day and twice on Sundays to keep all of this shit very quiet. And that's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. And you would think right now the Michigan Attorney General's office would know exactly what's going on. And I can't even say that these people are on social media. You see what's being said and what's not being said. You know, I don't believe that to be the truth. I really don't. Because if these people is dealing what they're dealing with and going through what they're going through and their days are busy, ain't nobody hanging on social media. You see what's being said and what's not being said. But if they were truly doing their work, if they were truly doing the job that they were paid to do, we wouldn't have so many missing children, not only in Detroit, but Detroit is making headlines with it. CPS has dropped the ball. That family has dropped the ball. This is not acceptable. Not acceptable. Valerie says, I don't care what they say. They're all involved. They're all involved respectfully. And that's my opinion. Absolutely, boo. Miss Jackson, my girl, she said, did Annette ever report Vari ran away or just continued collecting checks? CPS full of shit. Isn't that something? But the thing is, I don't believe Annette reported Vari as a runaway. Per Shannon, a while back, Shannon said Vari didn't want to be there. Shannon also said Vari kept running away. Shannon said in that moment, Shannon said, Annette told Vari not to call those people because she didn't want them in her business. Those aren't my words, those are Shannon's words. So that alone lets you know that Vari was never reported as a runaway. So Vari was no longer under Annette's roof. So why didn't CPS not know that? And the only reason we could say CPS did not know that, Miss Jackson, is because CPS was not doing their job. And according to Shannon, for Annette to use those choice of words, don't you call those people? And she was comfortable doing it and saying it. That ain't her first time telling these children, you leave your ass out of here, don't you call those people. And that was only for the check to keep coming, like you said, Miss Jackson. Bridget said he feel like they are safe now because the person who knew their part in it could no longer speak and tell it. And absolutely, Bridget, absolutely. And they're study hiding, lying, and still protecting. Cornell said, I've been saying this. As a social worker in Detroit, I had plenty of times where I reported issues and CPS did not follow through. Cornell, that's sad. But Cornell, how many times, right? How many times have CPS been on a case only to return the children back to those families? And the children came up either missing, unaccounted for, battered and bruised, or unalived. CPS there has a bad track record for that. And I do believe they need to be charged. My niece Star says, it blows my mind how they just totally ignore the fact that Shannon and Annette served Jarvis them babies on a silver platter. Blowing your mind. Huh? We're all blown by that. And the fact that it was never acknowledged. Absolutely nothing came out of that. Nothing, which is sad. Ms. Jackson says Annette and Shannon definitely should have been in jail with Jarvista. And for Shannon to still be talking shit about that child, keeping her mouth shut, is crazy. I know damn well Shannon ain't. I know damn well Shannon ain't still talking. Why now? Why be so verbal now? And then you want this child to not say nothing. And that's why I say the courts are wrong. Because one thing about children, ain't too many children just sit and lie just to lie. The court didn't take these children's testimonies into consideration. Didn't take it into consideration. When these children could say Shannon and Annette knew. So the courts failed these children in their face. In their face. That's a shame. Cornell said CPS is messy as hell. So many of those workers only do stuff because of people they know. Well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. Hey, Janice, welcome, my love. CJ says, many adults have occult oaths. They definitely protect each other. That's what it's looking like right here, CJ. That's exactly what it's looking like. Bridget said people nowadays would pick up their phones, make videos instead of reporting or saying something. Pick them up in a hurry and do the most. And do the most. The sad part about it is, from everything that we know, everything that's been put out there, everything that's been said, we saw that there were signs. And when I say signs, I don't mean little things that could, that we could overlook. There was shit so visible, it would make you stop and say, now, hold the fuck up, because something over there ain't right. If those signs, let me just say this, if those signs were there, and that family that love him so much, CM King, look at my baby. Here's my SSI. Thank you, my love. Keep up the excellent work and the simple-minded people on their toes. Thank you, boo, for always supporting the channel. I don't want your SSI, boo. Thank you, my love. And I want Mr. Boston. Welcome, boo. Welcome. Happy Wednesday to you, love. And my thing is, these people all saw the signs. The friends visiting there, the family visiting there, they saw those signs. And I wonder why they never turn those signs into action. Because it's one thing, Dayona, my girl. Welcome. Hey, Tammy, welcome. My thing is, it's one thing to miss something when you're looking. But it's a whole different conversation when something is seen and nothing is done about it. Mr. Boston, we love you too, boo. How many of y'all think, because I know we ain't crazy, but how many of y'all think that these people intentionally ignored those signs? How many of y'all think they intentionally ignored those signs because they did not want to be brought to the front of the class to answer for their role in any of this? Kimberly Earls, hey, boo. Big M, hey, sis, welcome. Welcome. I'm curious because in my opinion, those signs were all deliberately ignored. Turned a blind eye. It didn't happen before in here over and over and over again. So if we don't say nothing like we did so many times before, maybe this will just go away. Look at Janice. Hey, boo. Look at my girl Tammy up in here. And that's where I'm at with that, y'all. Because once we know what we know, them signs were there. The responsibility should have fucking been there. CPS, your job was to act. And they should have put your back against the wall, CPS, and made y'all answer to why Y'all didn't intervene and do what y'all should have done the first time. The first time. There is no way. You're welcome, Dorothy Ann. She said, I needed to hear that. We love you, girl. Huh? Kamisha said, oh no, Cornell. Just hold on, baby. It's like Sam Cooke said, change is gonna come. Justice for all them babies who went through the wicked witch of the West hands. Absolutely. Look, you can run, but you can't hide. Everything that's done in the dark will eventually come to the light. You can't go through life hurting God's little children. No, you can't do that. Children didn't ask to come here. These children didn't ask to be born and birthed into the families that they were given. These children don't have a choice. Hey, Anastasia, welcome, baby. These children don't have a choice. And because they didn't have a choice, they had to suffer at the hands of a paycheck. Because that's all they were, a paycheck. Bridget said some people don't say anything because they don't want retaliation knocking on their door, which is sad. Which is sad. Because my thing is, you rather see a child suffer, go through harm day after day after day, whether it's physical, emotional, mental. You rather see that than open your mouth and tell on a grown bitch that's putting them children through that, then something is wrong with you. That make you just as sick as the person that's doing it. That makes you just as sick as the person that's doing it. Hey, Big Buck, welcome to the chat. Rubanga said this makes my heart. This makes my heart hurt. And I'm with you, Bubanga. I'm with you. I don't care what I'm doing. If I'm making appearances anywhere or speaking anywhere to people, I finish with justice for Naziyah because she matters. Her life mattered. Absolutely, Bubanga. Absolutely, Bubanga. Bubanga, I didn't know you gotta do public speaking. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Bridget said they didn't report nothing as long as they kept getting those checks and EBT. Absolutely, Bridget. And the thing is, they told it themselves. They told it themselves. We didn't make this up. We didn't pull it out our ass. We didn't pull it from nobody else's chat. We heard them say that shit ourselves. Bubanga said, Mocha, hold up, girl. Let me say this. Let me say this. Guys, if you're here and you don't mind, if you may have forgotten to hit the like button, I don't ask for much here. All I ask is that you hit the like button for your girl and tap those emojis to the right. I'm thanking you in advance because I just want to believe that you forgot to do it. Bubanga said, let me just say this, Mocha. I had an old school mama. She didn't play. One time she beat me black, blue, and purple. I called DHS, acting like somebody else to go to my house. They went, asked questions. They left. Case closed. Bubanga. Hold up. I hope you had something else to say behind that. Because Bubanga, if you got an old school mama, and you did that, and them people showed up at our door, Bubanga, I am more than sure that after they left, baby, you thought you were blue and black and purple before they got there. After they left, you should have been the color of the entire crayon box. Lady D, welcome, my love. Simone said, I never told my story. I never told my story. But I was in a home and the lady treated us wrong. I told my caseworker. They investigated. And a week later, I went back home to my mom. This is the first time in life I spoke about it. Oh, Simone. Oh, Simone. And that, Simone. See, that's where I get choked up at, because instead of all this bickering and arguing and fighting back and forth on YouTube, there are some real people, adults, grown people. My girl Roz, welcome, boo. Happy Wednesday. Simone, there are some grown people that go through this, who's been through this, who've experienced this, right? As children, and have lived with this all their lives. And situations, cases like this touch everybody, but it touched those like you who've been through it, who've walked through it, who've lived it. And they want to question the people's right to speak and say anything. But Simone, we thank you for your courage as a child, for having a voice and being able to speak about your mistreatment. And most of all, thank God for your caseworker that wasn't an asshole, that didn't turn deaf ears to your cries. That in itself was a blessing. And she should have lost everything, Simone. Hey, Nick, welcome. Welcome. Cynthia Harmon said they didn't want them damn kids. All they wanted was food, benefits, and the money. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it shows. Because when this lady got on this stand and said with this child being gone, she was destroyed financially. Lady, what? And I still, people think I'm crazy, but I still ask myself that question. She couldn't have been serious saying that in public. She couldn't have been serious. Because what benefits can a 13-year-old, or what significant benefits can a 13-year-old bring to a household that will make a hell of an impact with its absence? I'm concerned about that. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Marty said those poor babies told the truth. But what happened to them wasn't important to Kim Worthless. She needs to be arrested for abuse of a minor. She guilty of using them to get Jarvis. That's all she wanted. Oh shit, Marty. And you're absolutely right. Marty, that's what it looked like, in our opinion. Use those children, put those children through hell to get a conviction. But what those children experienced and what those children went through, it didn't matter because nothing became of it. Bridget, she was serious. She was serious as hell. And Bridget, she tried to cry, but them dry ass tears, them thorn tears wouldn't come out. Bridget, you saw that girl. I got that SSI check, boo. Tammy said, what happened to the lie detector test on Shannon and Annette and being questioned at the police station? This makes no sense. All departments are wrongful. Tammy. And we got anonymous. Welcome, sis. Tammy, we got questions. And Tammy, you know what's sad? What you just said? And from that plea deal, clearly there was no lie detector test given. Just like there was no jury trial. A lot of things that should have been in place long before that day was not in place. And the reason for that, Tammy, is because they already knew what direction this was going into. They knew what direction this was going into. Hey, Love Jones. Welcome, sis. This is crazy. Trying to grab a few more comments. Bridget said they ignored the signs because they had stake in everything you could have to read in between the lines and pay attention to every detail. Absolutely, Bridget. Dardan said every check Big Head got should be paid back to Vari, or at least half of the money. Dorothy, and that makes sense. But with Detroit being Detroit, would they go that route? But she had him so brainwashed. That poor baby was out here defending her while she was screwing him over and still not providing answers to where his sister was. And that was sad. Here, Pop, I see you, my love. What up? Janet said the whole damn system failed Naziyah and others as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Star says, yeah, because CPS was called out there. They interviewed the children, knowing Jarvis' background, and still closed the case. Them children should have been pulled from that home immediately. Absolutely. Those children should have been pulled immediately. And you know what's really fucked up, though? Because even if Annette in that moment said Jarvis wouldn't come around, right? They knew Shannon had children by him. They knew Shannon at one point lived in Annette's home. They knew Shannon kept getting pregnant over and over again. So where was Shannon getting pregnant at? At the shop? Because Annette is a damn lie that Jarvis wasn't going there. So whether Jarvis was Shannon's man, her husband, a boyfriend, or whatever, He had a record. He was still going there. He should have not been around those children, and CPS just knowing that alone was enough for them to take those children. Annette is the worst liar ever. And they allowed her to lie over and over and over again. They allowed her to lie. Look at Big Buck. Thank you for supporting the channel, my love. Big Buck said Vari has to live the rest of his life knowing he didn't protect his sister like he was taught. At 12 or 13, Jarvis scared Vari. In his late 30s, Vari was 6'3". But it was hard for Vari, Big Buck, to protect his sister. I'm going to tell you why. It was hard for him to protect his sister because he wasn't in the home. Vari kept leaving. Vari kept running away. So how could he have protected her? Those are the things that we have to think about. And I'm sure he wanted to. And I'm sure in this very moment he felt like he could have done more. But a lot of fear, in my opinion, was put in that child. And the fear did not only come from Jarvis. The fear also came from Annette. The fear came from Annette. Vari out in them streets running amok. And with Annette being in control of both Vari and Naziyah, because Lady couldn't teach him nothing. They weren't with Lady. I don't believe Annette taught Vari a damn thing, just like she taught none of the rest of the damn thing. And if she'd have taught anybody something, she'd have taught it to them two, thing ones and thing two. They ain't learned nothing. So it's hard for me to believe that Vari was taught anything. This lady had a plan. This lady was a mastermind behind all of this stuff. And I don't care what nobody says. Things like this just don't happen, and it becomes, and it's isolated. This lady had years of practice. That's why it was so easy for her to report this child as a runaway. This is sad. Tammy said, can Worthless intervene, all right, behind the scenes, that witch? Bridget said, so the question is, do they have to pay those checks and EBT back to the state so it could be given to those babies? I doubt it. And the only reason I doubt it is because they have not done their job. They have not done nothing in the very beginning. They have done nothing to point the finger at Annette and Shannon's failure to protect these children. They have not called these people out on nothing, no neglect, no nothing. So they have not called them out on their neglect, their failure to protect and provide for these children. I'm pretty sure the checks are going to stay. What's done is done. Big Buck says, I know Vari mad. He ain't mad. Because, I mean, what could Vari have done with a Jarvis? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Marty says, how can CPS interview a child about anything when who allegedly is mistreating them sat right in front of them? CPS are shufflers. They shuffle paper around the desk. They shuffle their damn feet out the office door. And guess what else, Marty? Guess what else they shuffle? They shuffle them damn children straight into danger. Straight into danger. Cornell, that's sad. Cornell said the CPS workers in Detroit only help the people that they know from the streets. Wow. Wow. Bubenka said yes, because justice for my mom also. Because somebody powered my mom on May 29th, 2000. The police still knows nothing. But guess what? God knows. God knows everything. Oh, Lord, justice for your mama, Bubanga. Justice, baby, justice. Man. And I believe everything Cornell's saying. Those CPS workers were friends to that family. They were friends to that family. Damn. Cornell said he called a worker and her boyfriend answered the phone. They did some shit. But that tells a lot. Lady D said back then case workers would listen to you. Nowadays, they're all about a check. All about a damn check. And the children suffers. The children suffers. Anonymous Angel said that's all that lady wanted. And I couldn't believe it either. Listen, Anonymous Angel, that shit floored me. That lady told the world she was about her money, no matter how big or small it was. With Naziyah gone, my finances suffered. Bitch, what? No. Mm-mm. And Detroit did nothing about it. Nothing about it. That's crazy. Well, Annette, Naziyah not here. I guess you don't have any money. You and Shannon need to get online and get some free cheats. Bubanga said it was all about money, never about real, pure, genuine love. And it shows. It shows. It shows. This is crazy. Everything was for her. Children got absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But heartache. Got cursed out. Barely fed. But Shannon and Marquita ate, though. Love Jones says CPS is no better than ex-traffickers. They don't love children. Sad. There are some good workers, but a lot of wicked ones too. Absolutely. 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 Hey, Lisa, welcome to the chat, my love. Simone, you a warrior, girl. Hey, Felice, welcome. Nope, that's Felicia. Welcome, my love. Hey, Queen, just clocking at work. and clicked on to your live. Thank you, boo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cornell said, I believe Annette was the one who came up with the idea for Jarvis to take the kids to that shop. I don't know. We don't know that. We don't know that, Cornell. We don't know that. We don't know whose idea it was. But listen, regardless of whose idea it was, Cornell, she didn't fight against it. We don't know whose idea it was. But one thing we are aware of, she didn't fight against it. Jarvis Butt said it himself. The grandmother knows everything. During Jarvis Butt's interview, Jarvis Butt says the grandmother knows everything. And I'm with you, Cornell. We know Jarvis wasn't that bright. Jarvis said he gave them children $25 when he came back home. So these hoes sold those children for $25. Yeah. Tammy Cooper said, yep. Kim Worlins took those children through that hell questioning and didn't hold no one else accountable but Jarvis. Even then, he got off easy with that plea bargain, only for them to off him. Isn't that a shame? But we ain't supposed to look at that. We ain't supposed to see that those children went through hell and back. And that family is so big on protection and covering up the goddamn truth. Now they're spinning a narrative and throwing it out there that content creators screwed up the case. The hell to know they didn't. That family screwed up this case. Because if that family would have been forthcoming, each and every one of you that knew something should have got the hell up there and said something. Y'all still sitting on secrets. Still sitting on secrets. Still protecting people. But y'all got to point the finger at somebody. Y'all got to point the finger at somebody because y'all don't want to take accountability for failing those children. Didn't bother y'all to fail those children. Y'all were too busy having fun. Too busy being entertained. Come on now. Come on now. Absolutely, hip hop. Hip hop said nobody taught Vari how to protect anybody, including himself. Hip hop, I'm with you, bro. I am with you on that one. Carla Henry said Vari was a child himself. There was nothing he could really do. He couldn't do nothing. He could not do nothing. But one thing I do know, Shannon was not that smart. She wasn't that smart. Annette had already groomed those children. They knew Jarvis' lifestyle. They knew what he was about. And Annette, did you really want them children out your hair that bad? Or you could have to send them to the shop? Stop it. Stop it. Cornell said Annette was the mastermind that ran that house. This is all her fault. Oh, she was the mastermind. You can best believe that. Because everybody, children, cousins, nieces, nephews, everybody had to dance to her music and did what she said. She jingled the bell and they ran. And you know what's really sad, Cornell? Even now, after all that America knows, these people are still covering up for Annette, still lying for Annette, still keeping Annette secrets. Bridget said, no lie, I would have ran away too from that hellhole. Bridget. Sunshine said Vari kept leaving because he knew what happened to the other children that his evil granny had. Oh, I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he knows. Miss Jackson said people keep saying Vari was just a child. Listen, the thing is, they all were children. In age, they all were children, but they were exposed to adult situations at a very, very, very early age. All of them. So those children were 8 and 9 years old, living in a 16, 17-year-old body. That was their mind. Their bodies were as children, but their minds were much growner because they were exposed to too much. Those adults pulled those children in that mess. Those adults ruined those children. And that's sad, but we're supposed to sit up here and be acceptable of that. We're supposed to sit up here and give that family the green light and say it's okay. We're supposed to sit up here and say, oh, they did nothing wrong. That's just, no, that ain't how normal people operate. That's not how normal families live. You sit there, you put these children in harm's way. And here this baby is, 2 years later, and still nothing. And not only, let's tell it for how it is. Not only has it been 2 years later and it's nothing, but you don't hear emotions, you don't feel emotions, you don't see emotions from that family at all. At all. At all. I guess my bushes are full of Moca haters. I love y'all too. I really appreciate you all hitting that like button. It's free. It's free. Not only is the like button free, but double tapping those emojis to the right, that's free too. That's free too. Love Jones says, I hope one of the foster kids get old enough and start talking. Love Jones, absolutely, baby. Absolutely. Love Jones, that's been one of my wishes. That's been one of my prayers. That one of those foster kids come forward. You know, especially one of the ones that ran away. I want one of the runaways. And when the runaway come, we hope the runaway don't go to, we hope they don't go to DPD with their story. Go to the news first with your story. And then once you go to the news with your story, you take that story straight to the FBI. I'm praying one of those runaways show the hell up. Carla Henry said, could you imagine what that boy had to endure his darn self? Oh, he went through a lot. Roz said, in years of protection from the enterprise, Roz, we can't leave the enterprise out. Because that's where it starts and that's where it ends. And they don't want to own that shit. And that's why they want us quiet. Because they don't want that part exposed. That's why they're working so hard. We're going to shut her down. Who do that? Who say shit like we gonna shut her down? Shut me down from what? Come on now. Come on. Kamisha said Vari should not have had to protect his sister. That wasn't his job. He was a child too. But that rusted, dusty wig wearing ass grandma had that job and she failed terribly. Failed a bunch of them. And look, Kamisha, not only did she fail him, but she think she didn't do nothing wrong. In her mind, she didn't do nothing wrong. Isn't that true? Isn't that strange? Make it make sense. How do you know you done all of this? All of this. But yet you're in a space and don't want to accept the role that you played. Who does that? These children deserve so much better. So much better. Hey, Sakina, welcome, sister. My girl Marty says the only thing Annette teach is how to lie. Keep their mouth shut about the comings and goings in that house of monsters. Oh, yeah. She done trained them for that. Miss Jackson said Vari ran away. He knew what was going on in that house. He knew what his sister and those other kids were going through. He didn't report it as a matter of fact. He was still riding for Annette. Miss Jackson, as bad as that sounds, Miss Jackson, you're right. Even once he left, he could have done some terrible damage. He could have done some terrible damage. But his mindset, he was still in my opinion, he was bullied and brainwashed. I believe he was bullied and brainwashed. You could have told by the way he conducted himself in that interview. He was in a space of protecting his grandmother. He believed his grandmother did no wrong. And we can't fault him for that. But could he have done damage if he was in a good space? Hell yeah. But he was still a child, y'all. He was still a child. He didn't know what reporting his grandmother looked like in real time. He didn't know reporting that type of abuse, what it would have looked like in real time. We got to think about it. We got to put ourselves in his position. And who knows? We have to be honest. We have to be honest in all of this. Who knows if Vari wasn't abused as well? Everybody don't respond the way we would. And look, I can't even say the way we would because we don't even know how we would respond if the roles were reversed and we were in those situations. We could talk that talk because we're on the outside looking in and we're not wearing those shoes. But we have to be honest. We have to be honest. We don't know what that child Vari was harboring on the inside. What was eating at him. Those children live with many secrets. Many secrets. And were ordered to be silent. Hip hop said, what would you call him? He was 18 when they started talking to him, and he's a little bitty dude. Right. Ron said if they had to pay back, that means many involved will be further exposed, like an admission of guilt. Absolutely, Roz. They don't, Roz, many would be exposed. Many. Miss Jackson want to know where Vari baby mama and her people. Where's the baby today? Last we heard, Miss Jackson, that baby was in the system. As the last I heard. Where that baby is today, I have no idea. About that girl's mama and her and that girl mama, I don't know. I don't even know what a girl is. We don't know none of that. We don't know none of that. But clearly, the baby mama, to Moca, she's a non-factor. And I'm going to tell you why she's a non-factor, babe. She's a non-factor to me simply because when Vari got arrested, when that young man got arrested in that bando, in the trap house with that newborn baby, right? There was no mama. It was only him and that baby. That mama had been missing for months. That mama would pop in and pop out. So the question becomes, right? Because what mother detaches herself from her own infant child like that? So the real question in all of this, let me tell y'all, see, this is why they want everybody to shut up. To answer Miss Jackson's question, like I said, we never really knew much about that mother. So now we got to think about it. And we got to put shit where shit belongs. No real mother, I don't give a damn how young or how old you are, a real mother will not detach herself from her newborn baby. This young girl did. Time and time and time again. To the point to where as the people came in, they stepped in, and when they arrested Vari, the child went to the system. So now the real question is, the woman that everybody is calling, or the little girl, the young lady that everybody's calling out, claiming to be Vari baby's mama. The question is she really Vari baby's mama? That's the $1,000,000 question. Because ain't no mama is gonna do no shit like that. Ain't no mama gonna do no shit like that. And her parents are still alive and well. And knowing that they had a grandchild out there, they wouldn't let their grandchild suffer like that either. So the real question is, the little girl that everybody's trying to expose, is she really Vari baby's mama? I'm just saying. Look at my girl, Roz. Roz, thank you so much, baby, for gifting 5 memberships. Oh, Lord, I don't know none of these people that got these gifts. See, that's what I don't like about YouTube. Oh, Lord. Bianca Renee TV, Jessica Graham, Shayla Williams, Abundance Clarity, child. I don't know none of them people. Thank you, YouTube. God damn. Roz, I appreciate you, sister. So I'm just making that point about that Vari baby's mama situation. You know, it should make us look a little deeper and wonder, is she really that baby's mama? Tammy says, lady, please stand up for your children. Get help, get well, and get a vengeance for your daughter and son. Mistreatment. Absolutely, Tammy. We got to keep her in prayer. We got to keep her in prayer. Black God, it says, I don't believe that Vari didn't know what was going on with his sister. Vari only knew how to run away from the house that was unstable. We can't blame him for these monsters' actions. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, sis. We cannot blame him for what he was raised into. You know, Vari was taught everything that he knows from Annette. Look what Tammy said. Lord, look. Let me tell you, when God is in the mix and he's working, he's working. Look what Tammy just said, y'all. I'm going to leave Tammy's comment highlighted for a second. And I'm looking at y'all because I want y'all to chime in on it. Tammy says, Miss Jackson, I don't believe Vari had a baby. And that's my opinion. She said it was another lie, another distraction. She said, how old is Vari? How many of you all believe? Let me ask this question to you all. And I want you all to, be forthcoming, be honest in your feelings. How many of you all believe that Vari really had a baby? I'm going to wait on these comments. How many of y'all really believe Vari had a baby? Because this is not adding up to me. None of it is adding up. Valerie said, I don't believe. Essie said, I'm not sure. These children today having babies at a very, very young age, so it's not even the age. Star says, I don't believe. Miss Gemini says, I don't believe that. Simone said, I don't believe it either. Carla Henry said, I do believe it's Vari's baby. Sunshine said, I don't believe that's his baby. It was just a question. It was just a question I felt I needed to ask. And the reason I felt I needed to ask that question is because the baby mama was tied to him, right? Everybody kept giving him a baby mama. Said the baby mama was this and the baby mama was that. But that's very strange to me because why did the baby mama not stick around for her baby? Why? And if the baby mama didn't stick around, why didn't her family step up to the plate, knowing Vari was, in transition between having a roof over his head and being outside? Look at my girl April. April said the evangelist said there was no baby. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? This is why they want us to shut up. This is why they want us quiet. Huh? And I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Because I really believe, and that's just my belief, even if that baby mama wasn't present, that baby mama had parents. Something just ain't adding up. That's it, that's all. And the more you look at this, the more questions appear. The more questions appear. Big Buck said everybody don't run away like that. Run away. Like I said, lady was around. She got mentally destroyed by Annette, along with everyone else she parented or supervised. Big Buck, I can agree with that. Hell yeah. Annette destroyed lady. And everything else that came behind lady, she destroyed it too. She destroyed those before lady, after lady. She destroyed some shit. Love Jones said never did she even mention baby girl or the foster kids taken away. Only money. Only money. Marty said CPS was told when to go to Annette's house. You see, in the blind, in blind, and the blind hear and the deaf, that's all need to be done. Show your face, case codes. God damn, Marty. Damn, Star crazy. Yeah. Star said Annette ain't going online. She sent Marcus and Shannon to plenty of fish. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. But I'm with you, Love Jones. CPS needs to be investigated. Who's supposed to investigate CPS? They aren't a trustworthy agency all over the country as a whole. Exactly. Exactly. We're not just labeling CPS in Detroit. CPS all over the world is making bad calls when it comes to these children. Hip Hop said, I saw Annette, Shannon, and Marquita put those engines on the racks, barehanded for free. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, I say, make Annette, Shannon, and Marquita put those engines on the racks, barehanded for free. Absolutely. Hip Hop is, they got to take their turn. They got to take their turn. Bubanga said, the big question of 2026, where's Naziyah? Until a body is found, something ain't sitting right with me. Everybody is a suspect. The fuck? Bubanga. Bubanga. That's where I sit with all of that. That's where I sit with all of that, Bubanga. You ain't making me shut up. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Where's Naziyah? Where is she? Where is she? Because according to the prosecutor, the case closed. That's how they handling it. And y'all perfectly okay with that. Leave it alone. Don't bring nothing else up. That ain't your family. That ain't your business. No, that ain't how this shit works. All over the world, all over social media, everywhere, far and in between, cases that has no answers, cold cases, they're still being talked about today. So what makes this one different? Where it can't be talked about because y'all want to cover up and hide all the answers? Nah, we ain't doing that. Big Buck said Annette sold everyone for peanuts so she could keep crumbs with the toe chain always on the refrigerator. God damn. Valerie, that part. But it's everybody else's fault. They say all the content creators, Valerie, messed up the case. No, we did not. It's the secrets and the lies that y'all didn't tell and y'all kept, and the secrets and lies that y'all still holding on to. And it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Marty says what's even more disgusting. All eyes was on Naziyah's case and the outcome. The whole of Detroit law agencies needs to be having a deep dive investigation because now the law agency all over is treating parents of missing children like who really gives a damn. Absolutely, Marty. Bubanga said ain't nobody in that family smart. They're all dumb as a bag of bricks. Anonymous Angel said, I'm very mad because they've been they're very mad. They're very mad because they've been exposed to the world. Absolutely. Sunshine said they're hiding the truth about the whole situation because they know what they did to that baby. And they let Jarvis take the fall for them because he had a reputation for touching. Absolutely. Absolutely. And everybody, absolutely, Bubanga, everybody marched to the beat of Annette's drum. Everybody. And I agree with y'all. We can't blame children. We cannot blame children for the mess that adults have placed them in. And I'm not going to sit up here and blame Vari and make Vari take the responsibility for the shit that Annette landed in his lap. That child was pushed away. pushed to fend for himself over and over and over again. And one thing I know, children don't run away just to run away. If he ran away as many times as Shannon said he ran away, he was running from something. Because something happened that he didn't want to be a part of and would no longer felt comfortable allowing to happen. You gotta call it for what it is. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to say it. But somebody has to say it and remind them that the world knows that children don't just run away. They're running away from something. That they are. Miss Jackson says, well, when Naziyah's mom and brother knew, and they were outside the house and did nothing, shit, they're not afraid of Annette. But the thing is, lady still ain't said nothing. Still ain't said nothing. Still ain't said nothing. Marty says, why didn't DPD search Annette's house? Ran away in January. Then she missing. December. So what's so special about Annette? Why didn't you search her home when Naziyah was listed as missing and no longer a runaway? Straight corruption. Marty, we seen it. We definitely seen it. Kimberly, thank you so much, my love. Big Buck says Annette played the religious game, like a lot of people in this world, until they get caught. And then they're like you. Big Buck. How could Annette play the religious game any longer? Right? Annette got kicked out of the church. How can Annette play the religious game? Maybe she played that game with them in the house. And maybe that's why they were saying Annette ran a tight ship. Right, Lady D? My girl said it took him to get away from there to realize what was going on. When he heard it in court, I believe he was messed with too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe that. Thank you so much, Valerie. You're a sweetheart. Valerie says no matter what anyone say or think, in my opinion, Moca has the most powerful, compassionate voice when speaking on the Naziyah Harris case. Thank you. I'm going to accept that, but I'm also going to say I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. There are actually people out here that care. Regardless of what people may say, think, or feel about me, Valerie, there are other content creators out here that put in the work, that do what they do, say what they say it how they say it. These people also care about what happens with this case. Hey, Sparkling Heart, welcome, baby. So I appreciate your very kind words, but I have to also be truthful, you know. I don't mind giving props where they're due, because there are some very hardworking content creators out here that put nothing but their time, their compassion, their heart into learning the truth about what's happening with all these children. And I'm just grateful that I'm able to be one of them. Anonymous say ain't no telling who the hell was messing with Vari. In that family, ain't no telling. Tammy said Kim Worthless, DPD, CPS, put on a whole shit show for the world. This was never about justice for these children and finding Naziyah and what happened to her. You're right, Mocha. God sits high and he looks low. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big Mama, hey girl. And everybody has an opinion. And like y'all saying, y'all believe he was touched too. And, we haven't confirmed it, but it's not far-fetched. Anonymous says she believes something terrible happened to Vari where he had to run away. Lady D said the blame belongs to Annette, Shannon, and Lil Marcus. They all will reap what they've sown. Marty said when Vari did kind of speak against Annette, what happened? What happened? He ended up getting raided and he went to jail, allegedly. And it don't take a genius to tell. And don't take a genius who tell where he was. Absent Marty. Somebody ratted him out. Because who else knew where he was going to be? Who else knew? And absolutely, Anonymous, he still had the mind of a child. Big Buck said Ned only adopted kids who had issues. Wow, I could believe that. Vari was around 4 or 5 years older than Naziyah. Black Goddess says, I don't put a damn thing past those parents in the dirty D. That's a good question, y'all. Ms. Jackson said, why didn't Vari ask Annette for half his check? Like he was asking Roxy for the GoFundMe money. Well, Ms. Jackson, that's a good question. But how do we know he didn't ask Annette? How do we know what he did and did not confront Annette with? Because Annette was in public with her shit. Roxy was. So we don't know what conversations Vari had with Annette. We don't know what transpired between the two of them. We only know about Vari going to Roxy because Roxy made it public. Anonymous Angel says, God forbids when lady wakes up. Yes, Lord, and I want to be here for it. I want to be here for it when she wakes up. Oh, Lord, yes. Like God, it says, I believe he did. Because it was in the arrest report that he was with minor children. And the child was taken into CPS custody. Oh, yeah, that was the little girl. That was the baby. Marty says she kind of 50-50 on that because didn't alleged baby mama disappear for a time? No family, firstborn photos. If baby in the system, don't they take DNA? And last two Shannon had got doubt of who the mom and dad they belong to. Marty, it's a whole goddamn mess. Shannon got 2 children that got question marks written on them. Var is in possession of one who only God knows who the mama is. This shit is a mess. Sometimes it's not what's being said, it's what's not being said. Anonymous, I want to talk to the evangelist. Anonymous said, I don't think it really happened. I don't think he had a baby mama because she's all of a sudden disappeared. Not only did she all of a sudden disappear, anonymous, but she was never really there. She was never really there. Marty said, "Oh, Miss Mocha, now you're getting to the raw bone." And that's partial exposure of what nasty secrets they don't want nobody to know about. Because, wow, what a breaking news headline that's going to be, Marty. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Tammy says, remember Vari was talking? Granny Monster was looking for Vari to make him shut up. Next thing you know, word on the street, Granny Monster them supposedly send the police to that trap house. You remember? Do you remember? But it was said that Roxy sent it. We just don't know. This is too much shit. Love Jones says Dre needs to tell his story again. He knew too much. Love Jones, he ain't said a fuck thing. He's sitting over there with Bucket. He will not tell a fuck thing. You hear me? They got him right where they want him right now. Right where they want him. And if y'all remember back in the day when she was running her mouth on people's platform, she didn't know nothing about Dre. She didn't know nothing for Dre. She didn't fuck with Dre because she told me that she believed that Dre was Dre was doing inappropriate things with Naziyah. Dre was feeding Naziyah liquor and weed. She told it. But now he's sitting over there. These people are full of shit. And I do mean full of it. This is crazy. Big Buck said there are other kids from that house that are grown and moved on with their lives. Big Buck, where are they? Big Buck, where are they? Are they around? Big Buck, how do they feel about what's going on? Big Buck, are they willing to talk? You got to make it make sense. Like God, it says, stiff wig, Shannon and Marcus messed the case up. When they agreed to the plea deal, we're going to call a spade a goddamn spade. That part. That part. That part. Sparkling Heart said they tried to portray as if they were so bad. Everybody just wanted to run away for no reasons. Absolutely. How do you do that though? You done treated these children bad all their lives. And now your truth is being exposed as to what you done did these children and put them through. Now you want to label them. No, don't do that. Hey, PJ, welcome, sis. Oh, yeah. Android is messing up. Look, that's YouTube. YouTube is giving people holy hell. They've been doing it for the last couple of days. Yet this earlier today, they said it was fixed. No, when I went live midday, it was not fixed because I couldn't even get it on my TV. So it ain't you, boo. It's YouTube. Big Mama said all those agencies are responsible for what happened to these children. All of them. All of them. All of them. Big Mama said they need to be sued and regulations change. Oh, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. But when does that happen? Sparkling Heart said, I'm in Detroit. They have found bodies dug up in houses, in the river, everything, but can't find Naziyah. Baby, let's talk about it. Sparkling Heart. That's my biggest argument right there. Every time you look at the news, a new body is being recovered in Detroit. It's been 2 years, and there's not one sign of Naziyah. Not one. no emotions from the family. And it's sitting there and accepting it for what it is. And nobody's that quiet. Nobody's that calm. Nobody is sitting there and not being reactive because they know. They know. They know. So you mean to tell me it's okay to just go on and believing she's deceased without proof? It's okay to just run with that narrative and believe she's deceased without proof because he said so. Because he said he threw her in the river. So y'all done put a label on her. Man, talk about Moca as much as y'all want. But it's not what's being said, it's what's not being said that we got to make sense of. Big Buck said that's how she fooled everyone. And there was no church. Detroit needs to get rid of those places. The men aren't the only ones disrespecting the women of Detroit, but you can't say anything. Marty said all those children were brainwashed. They were not streetwise, really, because the only time they let out of that house was school and breakfast club. Remember? Lemon Drop Shannon said, my mama run a tight ship. If she'd have ran such a tight ship, Shannon big ass wouldn't have had 3 and 2 possible children. Absolutely, Bridget, tell the truth and shame the devil. Marty said, Annette said Roxy. Annette say Roxy rocks. Annette, it's all he say, she say. Stupid motherfuckers, really. Anonymous says a bunch of stories within a story. All this stuff needs to be exposed. They don't want us to expose it. They don't, and we're not coming in with the mindset of exposing anything. All we doing is asking questions. And since when asking questions has become such a crime? Shit. Carla Henry said, I'm praying for all the children that went through all the harm because of Jarvis, Annette, and Shannon. Absolutely, Carla Henry. Absolutely, we have to. Tammy says, whomever put the story out that Vari had a baby in the first place. Even though it was meant to be a distraction, true or not, it was a distraction, a whole one. The timing was all off. The timing was all off. Absolutely, Anonymous. Anonymous said they all must pay, especially if that river was not that deep. But Anonymous, so many people say that river is a walk through. Anonymous said they need to check and see what's going on in Texas. Anonymous, there are some connections. Tammy says, I don't know if it would do any good for the ones that are older and away from Granny Monster's enterprise to talk. The Detroit system is too corrupt to want to do anything about it. Think about it. But look, one thing you know is when you want justice, and you want to move mountains, you have to move above those that ain't giving it to you. Anybody that want to talk and do the right thing, they will go above Detroit. My girl Roz says, I just want to know where Naziyah is because they already know. Roz. And that, we've been saying this for the longest. Of course, Vari said he had a daughter, Carla Henry. Sure, he said that. Vari said he had a daughter. The same way Shannon said she had 5 children. Same way Annette said she didn't know nothing. We can't accept everything that's being told to us. We have to make it make sense. All we want to know in everything that we say and everything that we do, all we want to know is where's Naziyah. That's it and that's all. Ron says, and whoever gets exposed, it don't matter. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big Buck said they're probably embarrassed and ashamed. It's a big secret. Everyone watched this and had no clue. Annette was too respected. All those kids were respectful, but lady always would cry for no reason. What you say, Big Buck? Tammy says it will allegedly dismantle a money train. That's already gone, she said. Roz, that part. They're already exposed. We didn't expose them. They exposed themselves. And all we want to know at the end of the day, where is this baby? Where is this baby? CPS, you failed big time. DPD, you failed big time. Prosecute, Kim Worthy, you failed big time. Harris clan, you failed big time. That child deserved more. That child deserves so much more. And y'all want to come out here pretending. Carla Henry, we're going to pray that one day the truth surfaces. We're going to pray the truth surfaces because they've been sitting on this for too long. We did not expose these people. These people exposed themselves. Absolutely, Bridget. The school failed her too. As long as that list is of the people that failed this child, there's no way we should be sitting in the space that we're sitting in this moment. There's no way. No goddamn way. Because this should have been an open and closed case long time ago. But when you don't want to be honest, when you don't want to tell the truth, and they're looking at Naziyah being a mistake on paper that didn't find a way and never went back to fix. But they fail to realize, God damn it, there's real life consequences tied to all of that shit. Really is. And it just ain't hit y'all yet. Because all of this shit could have been prevented. All of it. Y'all real quick to point fingers. But when it comes to accountability, everybody go mute. Nobody got nothing to say. That's all we are saying in here tonight. We wouldn't be where we are today if the door to questions wouldn't still be wide open. But once again, we came out here and did what we do. We asking questions. That's it and that's all. Because until this baby is returned, the questions will remain. The questions will remain. PJ said, Moca, they know just what happened to Naziyah. I said it from the beginning, and I will never take it back. Guilty until proven guilty. Hello? PJ talking my language. That's it and that's all. That's the only way I've ever seen it. They know what happened to Naziyah. They know where Naziyah is. And as PJ said, I'll never take it back. But how do they live with themselves? How they be in a space like that? PJ, that part, they know. Simone said, like I said, when you point one finger, how many is pointing back at you? That part. These people, until a stop is put to that family, unfortunately, we're going to hear this again. Black Goddess said they all failed Naziyah and needs to be under the jail, a whole damn circus. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it don't matter how many fingers they point, no matter how many people they call out, how many names is being said. But that's the distraction. Because I don't want, the distraction is don't look at me, because I don't want y'all to think I had nothing to do with it when I know in my heart I had everything to do with it. But for as many questions as y'all are asking, and as deep dive, as much as y'all deep diving, y'all going to stumble upon some shit that's going to have me written all over it. So before y'all get to that point, let me create a ruckus. Tammy Cooper said no memorial, no funeral, nothing by anyone. Tammy, there's a reason behind that. Why give a memorial? Why give a funeral? Why do anything when you already know what time it is? My girl Roz says Timu Wig and shop on her. Y'all gave us the dots to connect, but where is that baby? Where is she? Because there's no damn way. Children don't just vanish into thin air. And I want y'all to remember, I don't give a damn how many people say Moca grasping at straws. But when the writing is on the wall, it's on the wall. The little girls that come up missing in Detroit, all in the same age bracket. All in the same age bracket. And you mean to tell me these children are just disappearing? No signs of nothing? Y'all gotta be kidding me. They're digging up bodies in Detroit. But the sad part about the bodies they're digging up, they're no young girls. They're none young girls. Put that in your pipe and smoke it like we crazy. Like we crazy. But we're here to keep making it make sense. But I love you all. Once again, we came out here to do what we do. And we did that. We asked questions. We held a conversation as we always do. We ask questions. And together we make it make sense. Thank each and every one of you for pulling up on me tonight. Appreciate everybody that hit the like button. Those of you that joined the channel. Those of you that supported the channel through Cash App, Super Stickers, Super Chats. And my girl Roz, I thank you for gifting memberships. We're family over here. I don't give a shit what nobody say, what nobody does. We're family over here. Tammy says we love you, Naziyah. We support and we're praying. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are praying for this child's return. So guys, I'm going to say good night. I'm going to say God bless. Replay gang, I see y'all before I see y'all, and I appreciate y'all's support as well. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hype up this live. Support the channel. And we're going to keep walking in our purpose. We're going to keep doing what we were meant to do over here. And until next time, everybody be safe. God bless you all, and good night.
We stand tall, we rise as one. No lapels, the work ain't done. No. Moca leading from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. Tapping if you real, we don't fake nothing here. Got a team full of truth and a chat full of cheer. Moca in the seat, steady steering the ship. Every topic got depth, every comment got grip. We don't tear folks down, we just build them up. If you're moving off love, then you one of us. Know the pride in the room and the vibe so loud. Every bell in the check gon' rep that crowd. We stand tall, we rise as one. No lapels, the work ain't done. Moca leading from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. Down in the north where the soul don't break. Moca built the lane where the real ones stay. Ain't no faking the funk, ain't no playing for clout. You bring that mess, we gon' sort that out. But this ain't about drama, it's about love. It's about healing, it's about trust. Every child, every voice, every name in the breeze. We gon' stand for the ones no one else gon' see. So we rise tall, we rise as one. Oh no, no bellows, the work ain't done. Moca leading from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. One mic, one tribe, one mission in mind. We protect what's right and we hold that line. It's the chat where the truth and the love collide. Where the voices don't hide and the pain gets light. We see you, we feel you, we fight for the cause. Every kid, every tear, we break down walls. When you hear that bell, that's the call to act. We family now, and that's just facts. We stand tall, we rise as one. We rise as one. No lapels, the work ain't done. Moca leading from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This one's for every voice we fight for and every child who needs to be heard. We see you, we feel you. We stand with the truth. This is the No Labels. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Stand tall and join the family.
Good night, everyone. God bless you all. I'll see you all tomorrow.